Well, a very warm welcome to you all to the GMIS Digital Series. Pleasure to be your moderator for this next session under the title of Industry Innovations Back to the Future, Digital Restoration. Well, for years, the manufacturing sector has been adapting to 4IR and emerging technologies. Through a global pandemic, and we're now seeing a significant shift to a new era of digital restoration. Manufacturers are leveraging 4IR more than ever before in an effort to restore their business activities and overcome challenges. Market shifts off the back of COVID-19 are, however, placing industrial companies at the forefront of some very exciting innovations, from smart homes and autonomous vehicles to AI and circular manufacturing, which represent the future of our society and industry. Well, to tell us more about innovation in times of crisis and this new era of digital restoration, Dr. Jono, who is the head of business intelligence within CE Proactive Intelligence and Transformation at Dell Technologies. Dr. John has over 22 years of experience within multiple global industries and is a member of the Worldwide Blockchain Forum, while his career in science and technology includes scientific product development within the disciplines of AI and 3D technologies. A very warm welcome to Dr. Jono.
Thank you, Laura.
Our second panelist is Mr. Pierre Paolo Tamma, who is the Senior Vice President and Chief Digital Officer at Pirelli. Pierre, in his role, currently oversees IT, digital product development, data science and advanced analytics, and cyber security. He also leads the Pirelli Strategic Digital Transformation Program. Previous roles include CIO of Sky Italia and CIO of Vodafone Italy, where he launched the Digital Transformation Multi-Year Program for the consumer and enterprise market. A very warm welcome to Mr. Pierre Paolo Tamma there.
Thank you very much.
Well, gentlemen, I thought we'd actually start things off with an overview of how you and your respective companies have managed the pandemic so far, and what sort of changes you also had to make. Dr. John, what's been happening over at Dell Technologies, and what sort of significant changes have you also had to make as well?
Well, Laura, for us with the pandemic, there has been acceleration to transformation, number one. Also, we have a tremendous transformation from our workforce to home office. But we've started this home office about 10 years ago in the industry. People working from home is actually becoming a norm for us in many aspects in our different divisions. So for us, actually, people working from home, have the infrastructure in place, have the system set up, the compute set up, so we have enough energy and everything else. For our customers, we are blessed with a transcendent supply chain. So our supply chain has been excellent through this whole pandemic situation, through our connectivity and everything else, through our resources, our logistics, has connected up quite well to deliver a customer-centric approach in relation to our deliverance to our customers. It's been very efficient in what we're doing, automation, and then we have the automation in relation to AI insights. We're using a lot of our technologies to adapt to a new situation, a new norm. But working from home, we have adapted that, home office with our customers, talking through Zoom, social media. It's becoming an adaptive that we actually have done before, but we're doing it more as it is. But also, it's enabling us to best practice for our customers so that we can enable them to scale their businesses.
So quite a straightforward transition, it seems. But
it's been seamless in many ways, yes.
Yeah, which is very positive. I mean, you're one of the leaders in innovation anyway, and so we're going to get onto that a little bit later. But Pierre, how have you been managing and adjusting over at Pirelli, and how have you been approaching sort of digital transformation off the back of COVID-19 as well?
Yeah, at Pirelli we were already in the middle of an important digital transformation program. It is a multi-year program started some year ago, and that aim to exploit at the maximum our powerful business model, a unique business model at Pirelli. Of course, the pandemic situation caused a big disruption, And so we were forced to accelerate all the aspects more related to ensure that our business model can be provided even in a remote office from home and at worldwide level. So we accelerated all the part of program that we call digital workplace in order to enable our company to work in a very agile mode from every part of the world, from home. And it was a very important test also to see how powerful are digital technology nowadays. And this was also a boost to review the priority, maybe to accelerate the part of the program related to the cost optimization, for example, that is very critical for all the company now, and managing all the priority of our company in this time. So it was a good opportunity also to review some priority of our multi-year program.
Well, yes, as I mentioned earlier, in times of crisis, it usually results in innovation and creativity. And in this case, advancing digital technology in the long term. Do you feel that this has been reflected in both of your companies and also maybe in the industry as a whole? Of course, as I mentioned, both your companies are leaders in innovation anyway. So what have the two leading companies that pride themselves on innovation, what have you rolled out through the pandemic? And is there anything that you can sort of tell us about or anything that you've been working on at the moment, Dr. John?
So if I may, Laura, that when you look at this pandemic that's come forth in the world, in the global session, in the global area, right? If you look at the digital transformation has been going on for numerous of years. What's after happening now is acceleration. Digital transformation, your optimization in relation to your processes, your optimization in relation to your compute, your optimization in relation to your communication as well, a part of digital transformation. So this comes into different areas, right? So you have to gather more insights using AI, machine learning, and deep learning, so you can have better insights so you can prepare yourself for the future. You have the infrastructure. Increasingly important today, critical actually, in fact, because when you think about 175 trillion data gigabytes in the world today, 20 billion mobile applications in the world today. Think about the amount of data that's being transformed every single day, every single week, every single month. How do you support that? How do you pull the proper insights? How does the company move forward? We were doing this from our office, now we're done. So it is a shift, but we as a digital company, as an innovational company, as a manufacturer of laptops and other peripherals that we supply to our customers, has given us the ability to support not only society, keep society running in a way, because we support many private and public industries with our technologies, giving them the backbone infrastructure area, giving them the technological connectivity as well, so that they can enable and keep their business running on a day-to-day basis.
Pierre, tell us about some of the digital technologies you've been using and some of the innovation as well that's happening over at Pirelli.
Yes, at Pirelli, as I was saying before, we started what we call a sort of holistic transformation program, because we started from our business model. And we started from our high-value strategy that give Pirelli a good advantage toward the competitor, because we co-design our tire together, the car maker. This gives us long-term visibility in the demand that we will receive from them, and then that we will receive from the market when the cars will go to the market. This gives us a lot of insight, information, data that we need to elaborate in a more structured way, so a digital way, using big data, using forecasting systems in order to use this information to plan, for example, to plan the capacity of the plants, to plan the logistic, to identify which area, we will need the new point of sales in order to get the demand that in the future will appear in that market. So these are the core area of our transformation. So we were working mainly with the technology to review the pull-through demand, so the demand that will be generated from the market given the initial homologation of our tire, and the planning solution in order to have a full view at more than 10 years of where the business will develop, which will be the bottleneck of our plants or logistics, and which will be and where to allocate the productions that we have all over in the world. So the main technology we're using are more to what we call integrated business planning, new generation sales and CRM tools, product lifecycle management to manage all the lifecycle of our products, and of course big data to collect all this information and reuse them where we need. On top of this, we are working with artificial intelligence algorithms. So in order to optimize the production, optimize the planning, optimizing also the sales, the efficiency, the effectiveness of our sales force in order to address them where the demand will be generated. So these are the core area and the core technology we are working on.
On production, or maybe companies just need to adapt.
Intelligently at the industry. And how it's adapting, how are companies adapting in global economy at the moment? How they're shifting their people to work from home, how they're shifting the people, because manufacturing, for example, you still need people in manufacturing side, but they will come an area of virtual shift, they call it. Okay, how do we implement? How do we, create a bottle in a way that we can support our customers going forward? We can do that by technology. Technology is the recovery, but also the cognitivity. The acceleration of 5G is going to be very important, even more so than ever, to connect to the internet. Alone for us, not only to communicate through Zoom or other technologies, the social media technologies, not only to our customers, but also to our colleagues on a day-to-day basis. So having a balanced level infrastructure of the networks is very important. So 5G is going to be crucial coming forward, that pushing out that, acceleration of that, coming from a 4G to a 5G. But you must think about as well that you have 46% of approximately the global population that have no internet connection. So that's something as well that, is a concern, but also how do we adapt to that? So then you need assistance from the governments, the commissions, to coordinate with entrepreneurs, with innovational people as well, to come together to break the best practices, to bring support our customers in all aspects of our business. Gathering insights using AI is even more essential right now. But to do that, you have to be able to assimilate the right data. Data is going to be key to understanding what's happening in the future.
And the supply chain, it seems, is key in times like this, of course. We're actually going to get into the developing on that. But just before we move on to that, Pierre, what are your thoughts in terms of a second wave, and how do you think we can plan ahead a little bit better?
Well, for sure, we learn a lot from this first wave. We learn a lot on how working more in mobility, how to ensure the right management of our production and the right management of our stock, because of course we have to keep the stock under control. And this was a very big challenge that we had in this first phase, and we learned how to manage it, how to use data in real time to and leverage our machine learning algorithm to predict in more accurate way which are the slowdown, which are the stock level that we have to keep. So I think that we will be more able in the second wave to manage this situation. Just because of the experience that we did in this first phase, and also because we are more ready. It will not be a surprise. It will not be something very. It will not be a big surprise as it was in the first days of February in Italy, for example, but in January in China, and so I think we'll be more ready.
Very good to know. Also, yes, well, let's talk about the developing countries now. What about digital restoration when it comes to developing countries? How are they coping? And with an ever-widening digital gap, how do you think they're going to be able to navigate successfully out of the pandemic, Dr. John?
Well, as I mentioned previous, there's 46% based on United Nations statistics that there are approximately the population that is not connected, number one. The acceleration from the digital transformation, the acceleration from the pandemic to connect to the internet, to get medical information, telemedicine, for example, to get information about the different risk factors, to communicate with your colleagues. When you think about social distancing, for example, a lot of people are trying to connect through different social medias. So people who don't have the internet, they cannot connect to their colleagues, their friends, and so forth. So how do we build the infrastructure? Well, that's by investment. Investment, that's where governments and other subsidiaries come in and actually look at what can we do? How can we invest into this for the future for the different lower economies? How can we look at their economic growth? What is what kind of their abilities in relation to their infrastructure, for example, in the 4G going to 5G. Do they even have 4G? Are they back in GSM network, for example, right? Because remember, they have either no or limited connection. But it's a fundamental human right to be connected to the internet for everyone as well, part of the United Nations. So there's a fundamental thing that we have to look at in relation to society as a whole. I think the pandemic has made us more open our eyes more and being more empathy in relation to how we come together as humanity, how we can move forward. So I would say more of a collaboration in relation to governments coming together and discussing basically the economics, how we can connect up, how telecommunications can improve and broaden out their broadband and everything else through globally, that everyone, how we can connect more to satellite technologies and so forth so that we can be connected. And like I said, it's acceleration to 5G will come sooner than we expected because of the pandemic.
So, Dr. John, yeah, it seems that collaboration is key. Is there anything that you know of that's happening to sort of make that happen? Do you know of any collaborations or exactly what is needed to help transfer knowledge as well? Is there anything that's being done at the moment?
I mean, I think if you look at what United Nations and all the subsidiary groups for United Nations are trying to do globally, they're trying to connect up in relation to how they can actually build in an infrastructure. Infrastructure is key, but to infrastructure, you need economics. So the supporting economics, you have to have an agreement, collective thought with the different, like European Union, European Commission have been discussing this for a while in Europe because we have some undeveloped places within Europe, Western Europe as well, how we can connect up through the internet. So internet is there. It's just it's more of a communication and a workforce in relation to how we can collaborate on the different industries and to define basically what is the issue, how is the issue to be solved, what can be involved in resolving the issue, how long will it take, who will support it, and then create a strategic plan around to elevate it so that all humanity can, in one factor, be connected collectively.
Well, it seems that many manufacturers are urgently seeking ways to transform, to modernize. Your biggest hurdle, Pierre?
During the pandemic, you mean?
Yes, yeah.
The big challenge again was the surprise. So to manage this crisis in the fastest way, to ensure our business to work as much as possible, even in these very extreme conditions that was unforeseen before the beginning of this year. Fortunately, we had the experience of the China and Asia Pacific region where the pandemic is born. The pandemic situation enlarged to the rest of the world, we were already prepared more than the first week. The big challenge was to accelerate. For example, one of the big challenges was to accelerate all the activities to enable all our personnel to work at home or by their own location, and enabling the use of all the digital tools by remote. So we enlarge our capacity, network capacity, we accelerate the deployment of our digital workplace tool. And we did these deployments in very few days. So that was very a big challenge. It was very useful because, again, this also accelerate in the people the feeling of how easy it is to work even in this situation through the digital tools, and how powerful are these digital tools. So this has a good impact also in the adoption of the other solution that we were planning for the Salesforce, for example, or for the planner and or for the plants for the people in the manufacturing area.
Well, it's amazing how so many industries have managed to adapt and survive and sort of just get on with it, I suppose, and just sort of ride the wave, so to speak. What's been your biggest challenge over at Dell Technologies, Dr. John?
Well, I think, as I mentioned, that for us, because we have started home office years ago, and this model that we've created with a company, working from home, has been very effective for us in one factor. So if we look at this simplistically, there's a few important things for us. One is the health of our employees. Second is the support that we supply to our customers, and how we secure our supply chain, inventory and so forth, so that we can continue the business as norm. So I think as Pierre said, it was in relation to the surprise. But the adaptability of the surprise, we overcame pretty quickly because we had the foundation within our organization, and we quickly adopted quite quickly in relation to supporting and looking first at the health safety for our employees. But every employee is in different countries, so foreign regulations within every country as well. So communication, and that's through connectivity, helped a lot for us. So in that fashion, we didn't have such of a huge challenge, but more of a seamless kind of approach. But again, it was more of a surprise I would say, it was accelerating factors, right? The acceleration surprised of it. Suddenly, this is here. What do we do? How do we adapt? And what do we move? But if we didn't have the home office that was implemented years ago, it would have been a different story in many factors.
Well, we spoke about the importance of AI within digital transformation. Is there maybe any advice you can give to any SMEs when it comes to investment into this new type of digital technology and the importance of it? Pierre, can you give any sort of advice to those that are looking to spend? Because obviously the budgets aren't like they were, especially for SMEs. So what would you say to an SME?
But what we experience with the use of the artificial intelligence in Pirelli is incredible. It's amazing in terms of results that we can achieve through it. For example, we work a lot. We work with the AI in many areas. Two of them are very important. One is the manufacturing and the production area, where thanks to our industrial IoT solution, we are progressively connecting all the machinery that we have in the plants and get data in real time, and applying analysis, real-time analysis, and applying algorithms that with machine learning technology, we are able now to foresee what it can happen as soon as we get some initial warning or signal. And this can allow us to improve the ability to predict when to do maintenance, when to act to avoid something, to improve the quality, for example, to enhance our yield. I think that this is an area where we should focus more in the future, because the benefit of the AI in this area is important, and the impact on the production and on the economics related to this to the improvement of the quality and the effectiveness of the production are very high. So there is, in my opinion, there is a good business case now to invest in this area.
Thank you very much. Great advice there. And what about you, Dr. John? What are your sort of words of wisdom for SMEs that are looking to invest in this type of technology?
Well, I think, it depends on the area, because it's quite broad, right, in relation to AI. It's broad under the machine learning, the data science, the analytics, the different areas that you go into in the business. But I think, for any SME right now, during the pandemic, I would say balance sheet number one. Control your balance sheet number one, but also in relation to moving forward, of course, investing into predictive descriptive analysis on what your business is. But first is understanding your business and your processes, and making sure that they're working fine. Or when they're working fine, then you can look outside your business and your own supply chain economics there, and see how you can apply your different analytics or machine learning, deep learning, so you can move forward. So I would say, more into deep learning would be very effective.
So I've got quite a sort of broad question for you. Maybe have a think about it before you answer. But why do you think digital regulation is the answer to getting the global economy back on track, with a particular focus?
First of all, when you talk about restoration, you're talking about connectivity. Office again, so the companies are looking strategically in a way how they can, secure their economics. Number one, but digital is all about your business, all about your information, it's all about your process, it's all about connectivity, and you need it right now, because in the manufacturing, everything is robotic. You have a lot of robotics right now in the factory line, and it's all connected up to sensors, to edge computing, to data filtration, to proliferation. I want to get a better knowledge and understanding of your business. Without the data, without the connectivity, without the sensitivity information you need, that's a key factor. So I would say that data, digital transformation is crucial for restoration.
Your thoughts, Pierre? Why do you think digital restoration is the answer to getting the global economy back on track?
But what we understand in this year, applying digital technology in the industry and manufacturing process, is that we can leverage more and more in the powerful of the data to take our decision. And this is the right way to do to take the better collect all the information that we have and we produce continuously and elaborate them in real time. This is a very game changer. So having the possibility to understand in real time what is happening in each part of your company and take the right decision given this understanding that you have through the data. So this is a very big changer, game changer, and I think this will be more and more the right way to proceed to enhance your business and to make your business more suitable for to what happens in the market in every moment, at every time.
Sadly, we have actually run out of time. So it would be great to get some of the key highlights you'd like our audience to go away with. Just maybe a 2-minute wrap up from each of you. So tell us about some of the highlights you'd like our audience to go away with, Dr. John.
Insights in relation to data, working from home, adaptability, connectivity through social media. I would say in relation to, correlation on business processes, it's all the same. It's just that you're connected. So where the business is normal in one fashion in many aspects. I mean, we're still moving the business. We're all moving the business still. We're all driving forward. There is a light to the tunnel, with the pandemic. So I would say, being positive in relation to that and looking at the digitalization of it, how actually digitalization can transform your business moving forward.
Yeah, your final comments.
I would say during the pandemic and the lockdown, we experienced, I think, much more than in the past, how digital is able to make people connected, make people even more close. And we see also some dimension of people working at home. We see people with the family. We see people in the day. Thanks to digital tools, we had the possibility to work in the same way, but even in a more productive way. This was a big. And for the future, again, I think that data-driven decision and the possibility to understand what is happening in your company in real time is a big advantage, the best way to drive your company toward your objective. So this, I think, is the important lesson for the future.
Thank you so much. Challenging and uncertain times, but very good to know, Tanner. Thank you so much to Dr. Jono and Mr. Pierre, Paolo, Tamma. Thank you so much, and thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you on these essential industry insights as well. Thank you for talking to us on Back to the Future Digital Restoration for GMIS Digital Series, which of course is leading up to the GMIS Virtual Summit on the 4th and 5th of September this year. If any of our our viewers would like to continue the conversation, please do head over to our social media where you can find us under GMI Summit. And also feel free to email us. Please do keep a lookout for the next GMIS session in this digital series with a focus on globalization towards sustainable and inclusive global value chains. Gentlemen, thank you so much once again.
Very welcome.
Very welcome. Thank you.